Hello my friends, I'm back here with a quick tip, something I've just learned recently when you have to do some minor repairs to your fiberglass on your boat. Uh, I'm a distance traveler and I'm not really interested in looking cool and stuff like that, so sometimes I have to attach things to the hull of my boat. As you can see here, I've had some frames made to my boat to keep things from flying off the back. I've also put some of these fishing rod holders from the ice chest that comes with the Sea-Doo Fish Pro. Just to note, the only problem is if you want to get these, you can't buy them separately. You have to buy the whole ice chest. So get yourself a used one or a damaged one or a salvaged one if you can. But anyway, what happens is sometimes you'll put things on your boat and you'll have holes left over in your boat, and if you take the screws out or the bolts out to attach something else, and that's what we have here. We have some divots for where that I filled in, and they need to be smoothed out. The way you fill them in is you use this great product called Marine Tex. It's a super white material, and it matches pretty well the existing fiberglass and gel coat, and it hardens up really well. It's sandable and it's paintable, and like I say, it's really a good stuff. So what happens though is, working with the epoxy, if any of you work with it before, it's like working with peanut butter. It sticks and goes over everything, so you're left with some discontinuities in the gel coat itself. Now, of course, a professional finisher, they know how to take care of that, but I'm not a professional finisher. I'm just an amateur. But one of the things that I've learned to smooth these things out is a tip with the sandpaper, and I'll fix my GoPro here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, this is the area that we're going to be working on. We've already worked on an area here. You can barely see it, but there was a hole here that I used to affix some bolts through the hole to attach a handle to hold something down. What a lot of people do, and what I used to do, is you take the sandpaper and you sand like this, and what happens is, as you do like this, you mess up the gel coat on either side. And so what you do is you take your sandpaper, and this happens to be, I think, a open grit 150, which seems to be the right kind to start with. And what you do is you take your thumb like this over the area where you're going to have problems, and you push it like this, and you pull the sandpaper up. And that way, your pressure is only where the epoxy is. And you can feel the divot underneath, instead of doing like this when you'll always overshoot. So here's some right here. And that's making it nice and smooth. Taking all the really rough stuff out. It's still got some stuff going on down here. And then what you do is you come back with your finer sandpaper. I think this is a 280A sandpaper. And you can do the same thing with it. And you can go as fine as you want. But you can see how it's smoothed it out. It looks like I still got a little bit of material here. That smoothed it out pretty good for me. Like I say, I'm not worried about having showroom quality. I'm just worried about looking pretty okay. And more importantly, I'm interested in, plugging the holes. And what you can do is you do some finishing strokes by you lighten the pressure on your thumb. The lighter the pressure, the smoother the finish is going to be. Okay, that's about it. I hope you've enjoyed this tip. I enjoyed telling it to you. GoPro, stop recording.